predictable video. Another talk about when FFS happens. Well, it's on my mind. I think about it a lot. I mean, it's coming up really soon. And, of course I think about it a lot. I mean, it's big surgery. I've been through some big surgeries. And, for some of you that are kind of new, who, haven't started from the ugly beginning of the Rod Stewart hairband. So, I mean, I know a lot of the early stuff is hard to get through. I was trying so hard. And of course, my whole intent was to have interviews with people sitting on my couch, and that's still happening. It just hasn't actually happened. So I'm thinking about this a lot, but my history going back, I've had a lot of surgeries, and only one of them has been transgender. So I'll try to sum it up real fast. 15 years ago, I was in a horrific motorcycle accident that split me in two halves. Kid you not, I was like two halves of people. My pelvis came off my spine, my pelvis broke open, my left arm pretty much almost tore off, my right leg below the knee almost tore off. They were able to save the right leg, although it doesn't really work. So I'm paralyzed on the right leg, mostly. I have the quad muscle on top of my thigh and something on the inside. I walk. I don't walk really well, but I get around, Sometimes I use a cane, but I actually try not to. And I use my core muscles and stuff and, really, really try. And I can get around. So I can even go upstairs. But they reconstructed my pelvis. They put my right leg back together. It's not great. The knee's all screwy, and I have to have a knee brace on it all the time because it's very unstable. My left arm is actually really good. I can't really straighten it all the way at the elbow, mostly. My wrists were both exploded as well. They were I have these great big scars on both sides, and I had a lot of surgery. Got through all of that, multiple leg surgeries, then hernia surgeries, and, the pelvic reconstruction, and wrist surgeries, and 3 years in a wheelchair, and fun. So I got through all of that 15 years ago. It pretty much destroyed most of the boy junk. And I'm half now, I'm on the right, and I can feel on the left. Functional-ish. Kind of. But not a problem for me. It doesn't matter. And I know that's a lot of information to suck in all at once, but I've been through some really, really big life-altering stuff. And that's all kind of in the past now, so my brain has given me some time to not be so panicky about going back under the knife and things like that. I'm doing good, I mean, I went through top surgery, and it was a breeze. So I'm not really worried about that. I might have to have, I'll strike that. Thinking about something else. So that was a breeze. Went through it. It really wasn't that bad. Now, FFS, facial feminizing surgery, or whatever it is, I always mess it up. It's a big surgery. I was looking at pictures online again with my dad yesterday, and the anxiety kind of crept up in there when I saw the bandaged up faces of people in their hospital bed, and I'm like, this is a big one, Not that I'm worried about having FFS. I'm really looking forward to having my face match me, and I'm excited about that. The surgery, though, it's a big sucker, and I'll tell you what, you're bruised and messed and ouched, and a lot to heal from, and it's a big deal. So that's what's been on my mind. It's going to be on my mind until it happens, I guess. I wish I could say my life is, a tranquil, peaceful, placid pool of calmness. It's not. It's not even a little. I have so much messed up stuff happening all at once before the surgery is coming. It's like, ah! It's just, Oh my gosh. But I'm just going to keep working through it, trying to keep the stuff at work going smoothly. I'm trying to, keep my personal life moving kind of. There's just so much on my plate. It's falling off in every direction, and I try to pick stuff off of it every day, and it's like, you suck in this great big breath because you're so, anxious of it all. But I will just keep doing what I need to do and take one day at a time and try not to be responsible for every living last thing that happens. Something that gets me through, I was talking to somebody recently, one of the things that I had to come to the realization of is I am not in control of the things other people do. I'm not in control of most of what happens around me. I'm not in control of all the inconsequential things that are happening in the world that affect me. I can only control what I do about it. I can only control my reaction to it. And better yet, I can control whether I have a reaction or a measured response. Knowing that you don't have to be responsible for all of the things happening around you or to you is a bit freeing. But at the same time, I hear some of you saying, Jackie, that's a cop-out. What if your actions caused that? Well, yes. That's why how you react is so important. That's what you have control of, so you have to be very, very cautious about how you do it. Be careful, take action. Don't necessarily be paralyzed with, a thought process of how to do it. Make a decision, do your best, move forward, and keep going. My problem is I like to crawl under a rock and hide, and that's not a good solution. I did that for a long time, didn't I? Staying in the closet for so many years. Oh my gosh, somebody needs to smooth out the dirt road. And it just compounded a huge mess, which is why not taking action is, I think, probably worse than taking a really bad action, like the worst one you can think of, So I can only tell you to keep moving, push through, do something, do it every day till whatever the problem is solved or gone or resolved in some fashion. Maybe it's not even positive, maybe it's a mess, but it's a done mess. You deal with it. That's kind of the way I'm looking at everything. So, but out of all of that, I will end up taking some time off to have surgery, and then I'll do my best in recovery to keep moving in the same direction. And it's going to be tough. So that's where my anxiety lies. And as far as anxiety goes, so far so good. It's just, your garden variety. Oh dear, this is like overwhelming. So, and I talked to my friends, and I talked to some of my family. I was talking to my aunt, and I just was telling her, yeah, this is some overwhelming stuff. It's really everything else. If I didn't have everything else on top of the surgery, I'd just be focused on getting things done at work and then going to surgery. So it just is what it is. I'll do my very best and move on. I've gotten some things solved. I even filled out my paperwork for the name change. It's sitting on my desk at work, and I'm going to try to today stick something in the mail and start that process. I filled out all 4 forms and everything, and they're really nice at Kaiser. They help you work through it, and they show you what forms and how to fill them out, and I went through and double checked them, and everything looks good. So other than that, just give me a thumbs up if you can. I know this is just like another update video. Give me a thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribing and click the bell so that you see when the little updates come. I mean, what are we, close to 3 weeks now to FFS. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. It's coming. And I'm going to show you all the ugly stuff I'm kind of going over with my friends, like you need to know the code to my phone so you can get into my phone and you can shoot video, and you're going to have to get me there in bed, in the hospital bed and stuff, because I'm not going to be able to do a lot of it. So I'm relying on them to get me some stuff, and I'll edit it together and do my very best to kind of let you know this is what FFS is like. Owie! but you'll survive. So I'll describe it the best of my ability. That being said, I've been through so much. My perspective might be one of, it's not as hard as I thought it would be, because I've been through some extremely difficult surgery, so everything else is measured by that. Have yourself a fantastic day. I hope the weekend is going to treat you well. And remember, if you're struggling and you need someone to talk to, you feel all alone, and you're hearing my voice on this video, the place that helped me most when I started was, number one, get a therapist. Number two, transgenderpulse.com online. Fantastic people who understand what's going on and will talk to you and hear you, as well as they have a resource page that's invaluable. And again, with a therapist, they have a therapist resource page that is searchable by area. That's what I used, and I found one in my area. Absolutely loved that therapist. That therapist actually started me on my road to transition. So very, very important resource that I used at transgenderpulse.com. If you're having problems that can't be solved by any other means and you're having the darkest of thoughts, they do have suicide prevention hotlines. Sorry, my brain is just not chugging away at all cylinders today. And if you need to call a suicide prevention hotline, that's what you do. You call. It is not, you don't need to be this stoic warrior that can handle it all. And trust me, I've been trying to look up videos about stoicism and how to implement that in my life, and have some strength that way. We're human, and when you have those thoughts, you need to talk to somebody about them, and that's why they're there. Beyond all that, have yourself a fantastic weekend. I will see you next time. I will keep the updates coming at least weekly, so that you know when it's going on. And because of all that, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you're getting the updates when I'm posting. So I'll keep them tight and hopefully not like half-hour long videos. So take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye.